Hi there, it's Connie-Rae. Welcome to today's craft tutorial. Today's craft share is this cute little no peeking box. Isn't it gorgeous? And it's got a couple of sneak peek bits in it too out of our new Christmas catalogue. Well, a holiday catalogue, I should say, because it's American, so it's holiday, where in Australia we call it the Christmas catalogue. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, this little box is cute because it is a real no peeking box. It slides out of a little pocket, just like that, and you can open it up and throw heaps, look, heaps in there. There's a tombow. Well, you can't get too many tombos in there, but you can actually get quite a lot in there. So it's quite a good size, and you can fill it up with chocolates, or you can put a gift card in it, or whatever you like. But it really is a no peeking bag, because, or bag, box, gift packaging, because you can't actually peek in it. Or you can, but it would be very obvious if you opened it or you managed to work out how to open it. So yeah, this is cute, very cute. I really like it. Now I can't get it back in into the pocket, but I will, because I've done it 1,000 times, and I'm going to be doing it 1,000 more, because I'm certainly going to be making more. There we go. Woo, saved by the bell. So there you go. We're going to be making this one. So, and it's so easy. Once you see how easy it is to do, you're going to be making a lot of them for Christmas. I've used the all cherry cobbler, because cherry cobbler is my favorite color for Christmas. It's just that gorgeous deep blood red. I love it. Beautiful, rich color in red. All right, so this is what we're doing. So you are going to need a piece of cardstock, which is measuring 11 inches in length and 4 inches in width, and a piece of designer series paper. I have used the one out of the annual catalogue, which is our Christmas range. That is 3.5 in width by 8 centimeters in length. Really easy to do, not hard at all. Going to bring in our scoreboard, and we're going to be working on the long side first, or the landscape side, and we're going to be scoring at 3.5, 5 1/4, 8 3/4, 10.5 on the long side. And that's it. We're now going to turn it over to the portrait side, and we're going to be scoring at 2 3/4, all the way down the length of the 11-inch piece. Then we are going to turn it back around to the front, and we're going to turn it over, and we are going to go to make a little notch at these points so that we can put in a little, this part. So I'm going to put a little notch in, and I'll show you how to do it. So turn it over so that you've got, you probably might see it there, you've got a little box here, and you've got a little box here. So what we're going to do is we're going to notch at the top of this little box and the top of this little box. So we're going to turn it over, and we're going to put the notch at halfway in between those two little boxes. So the first one is going to be 4 3/8. We're just going to make a little groove just there. And the second notch is going to be 9 5/8. And that's going to be just there. Just a little notch. And I'm sure you've all seen the way that these have been done before. People do them quite frequently now, and they're not hard to do. It's just a matter of getting used to it. So just work from the back, I think might be, oh no, you can't see it really well. Work from the front. You work from whichever way you want to work. So basically what we're going to be doing is, there's a little, if you can see, okay, there's a little notch here that we've put in, and we're going to be drawing the triangle. Here's the box here. So we're going to be drawing a triangle from here to the end of that box, and from this notch down to the end of there. so that we can bend the box in that triangle, and we're going to be doing it on both of those little squares. So we're going to get a ruler, and we are going to put our line, you can do a stylus, you could do a bone folder, it doesn't really matter. So you've got the end of your little box here, and you've got your notch here. So just line your ruler up with the notch and with the end of the little box, and just run it down, just to give it a little bit of a pleat look. And the same on this side, join it up on the little notch and to the end of the box, and again just notch it down. And we do that on both of those little boxes that I showed you earlier. So you've got the notch there that you've put in on both of those little squares. I know it is a bit hard to see here, but you will see what I mean when you do it. And we want to be able to do that on both sides of those little points. So basically, you should have something that looks like that. See that little diamond? But you've still got the bottom of your box here. And there's the other little diamond running along the bottom. So the bottom isn't affected by it. It's only in the middle, and it's only in the two squares that we've got. So we'll do some burnishing, because that is really the hardest part of the box, to be honest. That's it. So we'll burnish our lines. Not a hard box at all. And that's that for that bit. And now what we're going to do is just fold those little triangles that we've placed in there onto themselves. So just bending it over very easily. Bending that one over. Just so it's got a bit of flexibility in it when we bend it in. And bending that one over. And bending that one over. So do have a bit of a practice before you go trying to put it all together really quickly. But it will work, I can assure you. I've done a couple now. And it works. And I really love it because it's so easy and it's so cute. My no peeking box. It's very good. All right, so basically you've got your dents in there, so we're going to be putting the box together now. The only piece that you need to cut away is the little piece down here. The smallest rectangle that there is on the box is the one that we're cutting away. That's the only part that we're cutting away. We will cut up the rest of the lines on the bottom of the box where we made that end piece. You don't have to notch in. We're just going to be cutting straight up. Perfect. Then we shall put some Tombow or your glue of preference. Entirely up to you. Oop. I'm using Tombow, and we're going to be putting it just on that little center, that little piece there that we took the little triangle, I always keep saying that, the rectangle from. So we're just going to pop on some more Tombow just so it holds really well, or you can use some double-sided tape, or you can use your fast fuse. You can use the glue of your choice. You're going to pop it down and join up those lines like so. So we're putting the side of the box together on that very small panel, and we've glued it down, and voila, there we go. Look at that, a box. Isn't that good? So all we have to do here is just pop this piece down, pop that piece down, and just put, if you look, you probably only would be putting it on 1/4, the top quarter of this box would be all that you need. You don't need to glue it any further than that. So I'm just going to use my Tombow and just run a little edge on it. Oh, that little corner doesn't look too straight, does it? But that's okay. I'll fix that up in a second. I probably got a bit carried away with my cutting. Oh, that's okay. So then we're just going to pop down the bottom of the box, nice and even. Give it a little bit of time to grab. Doesn't need much time. Pop your hand in there and stick it down. Use your bone folder to make sure it's stuck. Looks pretty good so far. And our diamonds, our little corners that we made, will pinch together like so. Like that and like that. That is how easy it is. Isn't that fantastic? So I can see lots of these under the Christmas trees this year because they can get so much in. You can put lollies, you can put gift cards, you can put both. You can put whatever you want. There you go. Okay, and now for the sleeve. What we're going to do for the sleeve is we are just going to put it, there's a little section here, and I use this as a guide, and I'm just going to pop my designer series paper on that part and just slowly work it over and just run my fingers across it just to give it a bit of an indentation. Just like that. And then we're going to make the sleeve just by putting it into the position that we want it to go, if that makes sense. So we're just going to give that little indentation there, and we're going to come up and we are going to swing that over the top of our box. Just give it another little indentation mark. And then on the bottom, we are going to give it another indent and final indentation mark. Don't make it too tight, but don't make it too loose, if that makes sense. And look, you'll get a feel for it. Sometimes sliding it backwards and forwards, it can be a little bit troublesome. No, that is not the word that I was looking for. So not the word I was looking for. It can be a bit fiddly, not troublesome. It slides in and out really well. See? But sometimes you've just got to get it on the right angle. It's not troublesome. It's not troublesome, I promise. Okay, so now I'm just going to pop some glue on the designer series paper, not on the box. Trust me, I've done it. That's not what you want to do. So we want to stick the paper together. So I'm just going to put a little bit of a little bit of Tombow onto the paper, because we still want it to be able to slide on and off. Or you can use fast fuse, whatever works for you. And leaving our paper and everything in place, because we only use that as a guide. And we're just going to pop down our designer series paper onto that part that we've glued. And voila, look at that. Can't complain about that, hey? That is just too good. So, all going well, you have got one of these boxes in front of you. I have got mine in cherry cobbler, but you can do yours in whatever. Okay, so now that you've got that, let's do some decorating. So for this sneak peek, I am using, what am I using? Oh, I'm using these. These are tiny little foily, what do you call these things? Season of Glitz mini bows. They call them mini bows, but I remember when I was little they were called something else and I cannot remember what that was. So I'm going to use a white one of those because I think it goes with the stars on this particular designer series paper. If I can get the box open. Okay, one of those. And I'm also going to use some cherry cobbler. And I am going to use my No Peeking stamp out of the Merry Little Labels stamp set, which comes as a bundle. And you can get that. Oh, goodness me. You can get that. Gosh, it's like when the camera falls over, you don't want everybody to see you. Okay, so you get the shape of that. In the shape, that's the shape of the punch, and that is the shape of the stamps that's going to be punched out, and I will show you how to do that. So, and that comes as a bundle, and that's always a bonus. So I'm just going to use some cherry cobbler, and I'm going to use my No Peeking, and I'm going to use some white, Whisper White, with my cherry cobbler. I love cherry cobbler. It's got such gorgeous depth in it. It's my favourite red colour. And isn't that cute? Okay. Very easy. Such a great little box. Okay, and we are going to punch out our little, using our punch and new punch, our label punch. Just want to make sure I get it even. Can't get it lined up. There we go. That was me. It wasn't the actual punch, I can assure you. There's nothing wrong with the punch. It's just me. It took me a while to get that lined up. Okay. So we've got that. Now these little things have got, I don't know if, like, I'm sure that people who grew up when I grew up had these. And on the back, you've just got a sticky piece like that that tears away. And you're left with this invisible kind of acetate looking sticky acetate piece. So that's how they work. So I don't want to stick that on just yet though, because I want to do my label. I'm going to pop this up on some dimensionals. And I'm sort of like the first one. I thought it was really nice popping it over there. Whoop. It'd be good if you took the back off the dimensionals, wouldn't it? Yep, okay. We will get there. All right, I was wondering why it wasn't going to grab, or why it wasn't grabbing. Okay, so we've got that sitting there. Then we've got our little bow smack bang in the middle, which goes like that. Isn't that gorgeous? And the last thing I did was place some of our silver ribbon, and I have just made a, what's this one called? This is called silver 1/8 of an inch ribbon. Oh, all fingers and thumbs as usual. Okay. Okay. No, that one goes over. Just want to do a little bow to pop onto the top of the thing because it looks pretty. There we go. I might just reduce that down a bit. Okay, and we'll just snip off the ends. Oh, I am still here. I'm just trying to trim my bow down. There we go. I think it's just a little bit too big. I might just trim it a fraction more. And I used a glue dot. I did. Just a little glue dot to hold that down. And I've popped that just under the little floret there. And there you go. Aren't they cute? Oh my gosh, I love them. All right, so that is how to make a very quick and easy Christmas gift box, or any gift box. Oh, I've got ribbon everywhere. Or any gift box for that occasion. For any occasion, I should say. You can do this box for birthdays, Easter. Oh, I can't wait to try them in Easter. Okay, so that's the tutorial for today. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please like, share, subscribe, and bye. That is becoming my mantra, and I can guarantee that I won't remember it every time. But that's the craft share for today, people. And thank you very much for joining me. I hope to see you soon with another crafty tutorial. Thank you. Ciao for now.